Hello, everyone. I'm Amy Luther, and I am here today to give you some video support for the 7-day green cleanse. I ask that you please pull out your 7-day detailed plan, and we are going to jump in and review this and hopefully offer any clarity around any questions that you have going forward so that you are able to feel great about starting the cleanse on Sunday and off to a successful start. So we're going to jump right in here, and a couple of things I'll just go over about the layout. As you can see, how we have it split up is in the columns. It's kind of the wake up, the breakfast, the mid-morning, lunch, mid-afternoon, dinner, and before bed. And the rows are all set up by days. And when you look at the days, day 1 and day 2 for the green cleanse are the prep. Day 3, 4, and 5 are sandwiched in the middle, and those are the real cleansing days. And then day 6 and 7 are back to kind of the post-cleanse that really are similar to what you do on day 1 and 2. So hopefully at this point, most of you have been successfully reducing the big 6: dairy, gluten, soy, sugar, alcohol, and caffeine. I'm happy to say I've been doing pretty good, especially on the caffeine front, which is always a little hard for me. But I've been consistently cutting back every day, so I don't have to go completely cold turkey next week. And so I hope you all are doing the same and feeling great. So let's jump in, and what I'd like to do is just review a couple of these days that have some unique outlines with them, and then we'll talk a little about some tips on the back. So day 1. If you did opt in for some of the extra products and you have a probiotic or the sulfur, you can take that in the morning and or night, whatever your daily regimen is and what fits into your life. The probiotic's super easy. You can store it in your fridge. Just take it 15 minutes before any meal, depending on when you choose to take it. The sulfur, just put it in some hot water, stir it really well to dissolve it, and drink it down. And they can be taken together, so that's fine too. So that could be a way you start your day. And then you would go on to the 8 ounces of warm lemon water. So warm, not hot, and half a lemon squeezed in there, or a couple drops of lemon essential oil. I love lemon water in the morning. I still do it even when I'm not cleansing. It just kicks off my digestion, it kicks up my metabolism, and it's just a really good detoxifier. Then before you get in the shower, be sure to dry brush. If you're still a little unsure about the dry brushing, the best way to do it, or some of the benefits, on the puretransformationcleanse.wordpress.com, you can check out one of our posts this week, and it was all about dry brushing. The benefits, how to do it, the proper way to do the strokes, and it really doesn't take that long. So that's before you shower. And then breakfast, and we have breakfast listed at 7 a.m., mid-morning snack at 10. All of these are just relative to your life and to your schedule. So my mom, who I love dearly, has graciously gone through this cleanse for us a couple times to help us test it out, and she is a bit of a rule follower. So for her, when she looks at this, she said, do I have to have breakfast at 7? Do I have to have the snack at 10? And the answer is no. Do what fits best for your life. If you get up early and eat, great. If you do it at 8, that's fine too. The main point is, just for breakfast, you need to have your protein smoothie with your Mila, your daily build, and you're off and running. Mid-morning snack, the best thing to do there is to get, what I do is I have this, and it's nice if you have a shaker bottle or something with a nice stirrer, and all you need to do for your mid-morning snack is grab your Mila, rip it open, take a scoop of Mila, dump it on in. You're going to take a scoop of the greens, you're going to dump it on in, and we're just going to mix it all together, and we're going to let that sit there and bulk for about 10 to 15 minutes. If it hydrates, it's just so much better in your body. So if you can let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, great. Another thing is, some people really, really like it with a little bit of lemon juice in there, or the lemon essential oil. Personally, I do not, but I bet the majority of the people who have participated in our cleanses do. So once again, it's just a personal choice. And why I let this bulk up, I take my serving of Goyan, and and ready to go. For lunch, once again, it says 1 o'clock, but as long as you're eating every 2 to 3 hours to keep yourself satisfied, it's totally dependent on your schedule. So for lunch, we're recommending a lunch size portion of a soup or a salad with a palm size of protein. Palm size of protein. Once again, we had some questions before on the protein. It is best if you can stick to plant-based protein. Quinoa is one of my favorites. You can pre-cook a bunch of quinoa, just keep it in your fridge for the week. You can add it to your salads. You can throw it in soup and give you a little boost of protein. Mid-afternoon snacks, suggested around 2 to 3 hours after you eat lunch. Same thing as before. You're going to do the same mix-up that you just did here. You're going to add a little lemon if you want. You're going to take your going and let this bulk and drink it down. And then when you get to dinner, it's the same thing as you had for lunch. So again, a lunch size soup or salad. You can also steam some vegetables or roast some vegetables. And then to close for the evening, I really don't take the liquid cleanse in very much water, maybe 4 ounces of water, and all you need to do, and the directions are on here, shake it up really good. It says to take the full dropper. So another thing that we figured out, it doesn't look like the whole dropper's full when you pull it up, but we've actually tested it. My mom did this for us, and it is actually 35 drops. So it is the actual amount of a serving, but it doesn't fill up the whole dropper. It's only about halfway. So I put that in about 4 ounces of water, drink it, dry brush, you're off to bed. So that's how day 1 and day 2 go. A couple of things that I'm going to note on those days that will be consistent throughout the rest of the plan is we have suggested near the meal times to drink 8 ounces of water, and really that's listed just to help you stay hydrated, just to make sure that you are getting your water intake. It's super important when you're cleansing, and if you remember, that is half of your body weight in ounces per day as a minimum. So if you listen to our recorded calls, you heard me talk about my little silly system that I use that helps me drink enough water at the beginning of the morning. I get these little twist ties and I put them on my water bottle according to how much water I want to drink. I usually do about 4 of these when I'm cleansing. Every time I finish a bottle, I rip it off. Simple things. Whatever works for you that you can find to make sure you're staying hydrated is great. I also would suggest not drinking water right before you eat or during your meal. We're a society that serves water with your meals everywhere we go, but it actually can mess with your digestion, and it's suggested that you drink water about a half hour before you eat, an hour to half hour before, to kick up those digestive juices, but not to actually drink the water while you're eating. So, side note, another thing to mention is with the Mila. Mila is a superfood. It is really powerful. So if you haven't ever eaten Mila before, please start small and please follow the suggested guidelines on the back on how to start eating your Mila. If you've been eating Mila for a while now, these guidelines should be fine for you. Even for me, the day 1 and day 2, where we're just doing 3 servings of Mila, I do the full scoop. If you want to cut it back to half a scoop, and remember that this scoop, whether it's purple or clear, is 1 serving, which is 2 tablespoons. Just a side note. So start small if you're new with your Mila. And that's day 1 and 2. When you get into day 3, another thing with the Mila that you're going to see is we have it listed as eating it 5 times a day. Please don't eat it 5 times a day. That's way too much Mila, and it really won't be good for your insides. So don't take it 5 times a day. We suggest you do it 3. You get 3 full servings a day if you're up to a full serving of Mila. If not, still start small and just gradually increase. And be sure to talk to the person that helped you put together your cleanse to make sure that if this is the first time you're eating Mila, that you're starting at the right amount. So from those 5 times during day 3, 4, and 5 that we've suggested it, it's up to you to figure out how you want to get those 3 servings of Mila. If you want to do it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then your mid-morning and mid-afternoon are just greens, that's totally fine. If you want to do it for breakfast, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, that's fine too. If you are looking for weight loss out of this and you have been eating Mila, you can up it to 4 servings a day, which is what I've been doing. So I do 4. I usually do breakfast because I always have Mila in my morning smoothie. And then I have found mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and dinner works best for me and how my body feels during the cleanse. So just play around with it and just target for 3 servings a day, not the 5 that are listed on here. So day 3, you start off the same with your probiotic and your sulfur, the warm lemon water, the dry brush. Breakfast is the same here too. Then your mid-morning snack is the same also, but here's where it switches a little bit. So for day 3, 4, and 5, for lunch and dinner, instead of doing the soup and the protein and the salad, you're actually doing another protein smoothie. So you're doing 3 protein smoothies a day and 3 servings of Mila a day. So with the Mila, you figure out where you're gonna do it. And as long as you're having that protein 3 times a day too, that will help keep you full, so you won't really be hungry. And so that's day 3, 4, and 5 are all the same. And then when you get back to day 6, we jump back and it mirrors what we were doing on day 1 and 2. So same thing in the morning routines. Here's where it changes again back to lunch, where you do reintroduce a salad, a soup, or some quinoa. And that food will taste so good by those days. I didn't get hungry in day 3, 4, and 5, but I really felt like I was exuding green. So it was nice to get a little different colors of veggies going into my body at that point. Same thing, you go through the mid-afternoon, dinner's the same, liquid cleanse for day 6 and 7. Something else that I will note about the liquid cleanse, and it does say that on here that you can take it in the afternoon and at night. I would start just at night and see if it jump starts your system. Really, you want to be having 3 healthy bowel movements a day. And if you're not getting there, then I would add this in the afternoon too. I have found for me personally, my magic is the 4 servings of Mila during day 3, 4, and 5, because I've been eating Mila for so long, and I do the liquid cleanse in the afternoon and in the evening. So once again, it's really just up to you to listen to your body, observe, and pay attention to what's going on. Another key thing that I'll just stress is preparation, and we talked about it in a couple of calls. And so whatever you need to do to make sure that you're prepared for the day, whether it's setting up a couple of these just with Mila and greens that you can just add water to, a couple water bottles and take them with you to go, pre-packing some salads with some quinoa on it. It's pretty easy in the Goyan. You can get Goyan on the go, or you can just pour it into smaller jars if you wish, or you can pull, if you're going to be gone for the whole day, something that I've done is taken a water bottle and measured out the 2 servings that I'm going to have during the day. So they're already there. I just drink half of it, save the other half for later, have that too. So I think as long as you're prepared and you think ahead, it's going to be great. And we really want this to be successful for you and have you feel great. And we're looking forward to hearing your feedback as we start the cleanse and during the cleanse. And let's see, we would love for you to join us on Monday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The call information is on our blog for a Q&A call with Stacy and I. We're just going to go over any questions that you still have on the greens or the superfruit cleanse and see how it's all going. And most people will be on day 2 at that point, so we'll be interested in hearing some feedback and questions that arise. If any questions come up before then, feel free to go to the Contact Us page on our blog and send us an email, and we'd love to reply. And we are just here to support everyone and make sure that this is something that's successful and hopefully can cause a shift towards better health for you or your family. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful day.